What is going on, world? What's up, YouTube? It's Zero here. Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new episode of the 8 Below Show. Welcome everyone to 8 Below, the best gaming related show here on YouTube. And I'm super excited to get into this thing here today. So guys, today in episode number 10, the big number 10 guys of the 8 Below Show, we're going to be talking about the Game Awards and some of the snubs that happened and some of the highs and lows from the show. And then we're also going to be talking about some announcements that happened over at the Game Awards, along with, some questions revolving around the new Xbox that got announced, as well as talking a little bit about some StarCraft 3. And then at the very end of the show, guys, we're going to be talking about some things that are happening to me personally in my personal life that I'm really excited to share with all of you as well. So let's get into this thing here today. So guys, the first topic of discussion here I want to talk about none other than the Game Awards. So the Game Awards, guys, overall have become bigger and bigger each and every year that they've been doing it. And I will say this, the Game Awards, guys, are starting to really feel more and more like an official show that and something that people are starting to take a lot more seriously than people used to, back a couple of years ago. Well, that being said, guys, the Game Awards 2019, I want to talk about it because obviously, guys, the Game Awards happened a little while ago. We're already in 2020, but that being said, I wanted to talk about it. Haven't talked about it here on the YouTube channel, so I want to talk about the 2019 Game Awards, give you guys some of my talk or some of my opinions on the things, the show, so on and so forth. So we're going to go through this thing, guys. One of the biggest snubs, in my opinion, at the Game Awards was Death Stranding not winning Game of the Year. And I'll give you some of my reasoning why I believe that it should have won. But let's start off here, guys. If you're listening to this like on the road or something, we're just going to kind of go through, for the most part, each of the different categories, the winners of each category, kind of tell you what I think about each of the winners. A lot of them I think they got right. Some of them, though, I do think they got wrong. And I think the biggest one, guys, for the Game Awards, the biggest award given is Game of the Year, at least in my opinion, which, of course, you had a good amount of games on here, right? But I'm going to say the game that won was Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. And in my personal opinion, guys, Sekiro did not deserve to win Game of the Year. Even though I haven't beaten the game myself, playing it, it's a pretty good, it's pretty fun, right? It's a good game overall. I just don't believe, in my opinion, that it deserved to beat Death Stranding. I look at all the other games here. You look at Control, you got Resident Evil 2, which of course was a remake, which for whatever reason, I don't know why that got nominated for Game of the Year. I don't think that should be permitted. A game that's been remastered or remade, I don't think it should be. It shouldn't qualify to be a Game of the Year because it came out, years ago. That being said, Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, of course, that was, a game that should be, nominated. And then The Outer Worlds as well. Here's the thing, though, guys. In my opinion, this lineup, this isn't like a lineup where, you've got something like Breath of the Wild, right? Or, God of War, some of these other games that would be going up against Death Stranding. I feel like these are all strong titles, right? But I feel like the clear winner should have been Death Stranding, even though it had a lot of mixed reviews and such. Just the chance that Kojima and Sony took with this IP, I feel like they took a lot of risks, but they also just made a beautiful world, very good story, very good direction. And Death Stranding, as we'll go through this, a lot of the categories they won. So usually if you watch the Oscars, which of course is the Academy Awards, or you watch any normal show that has, like any award show, for the most part, the game or the movie that wins the most awards, generally speaking, is going to win the biggest award, which is, in this instance, the Game of the Year. And when it comes to movies, Best Picture, so on and so forth. So I really feel that Death Stranding deserved it. I feel it got completely snubbed to Sekiro. I don't think Sekiro deserved it. I actually think that Control or even Super Mario Ultimate deserved it over Sekiro. And that's just my opinion. I'd love to hear that, your guys' take on that in the comment section below. Okay, as far as action game is concerned, this is another one that I felt, I feel that Devil May Cry 5, sure, I believe that it definitely was, as far as action is concerned, I think it was good, right? I thought it was, it was fun, but I just don't know if it deserved it over Apex Legends, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Gears 5. It deserved it over Metro Exodus as well as Astral Chain, but over Apex, Call of Duty, and Gears of War, I just don't see how Devil May Cry 5 won. I don't know. Like I said, I know a lot of times they say that we as the people are like voting on these things, but I just don't. I mean, I really have a hard time believing that many people voted for Devil May Cry 5 to actually beat out those three juggernaut of games. I don't really see it. Even though I think Devil May Cry was a great game, I don't think that it should have won Action Game of the Year over Apex, COD, or Gears. Action Adventure Game. This was, another one where I can see Sekiro maybe winning this one over Death Stranding. It beat Death Stranding in the action adventure. I just don't think it should have won Game of the Year. I can accept it winning, action adventure game, even though I still think that Death Stranding got significantly snubbed here. Even Borderlands 3 I thought was, technically better than Sekiro. I mean, it's my opinion, guys. I'm not saying that Sekiro was a bad game by any stretch. I just don't think it was as good as, as it winning some of these categories. I just don't think it was as good as what they're saying it was. As far as art direction is concerned, Control won. Another one where, that could have gone either way with Death Stranding or Control. I think Death Stranding definitely could have been there, but I think that the art direction for Control was pretty good. I think that was well deserved. And then audio design, Call of Duty Modern Warfare beat out Death Stranding as well as Control and Gears 5. Very interesting. I would say, though, that Gears did have incredible sound when it comes to the weaponry that you use, the different guns you use in the game. It sounds so realistic. So I think that it definitely deserved the audio design award. As far as community support goes, I don't think that Destiny 2 should have won, but maybe I just don't play enough of it or really see as far as the community support's concerned. I personally think that Fortnite or Apex Legends should have won the community support award. Apex and Fortnite consistently updating, even though the community, a lot of those communities think that they're doing things wrong, whether that be Fortnite or Apex, I still think that the support was certainly with one of those games. I think Fortnite should have probably won that. As far as Content Creator of the Year, can't disagree with Shroud winning, beating out all of these other creators, even though Courage I thought was going to win. Dr. Lupo is great as well. Ewok, and then, of course, you've got Greg. But I got to say Shroud certainly deserved this award. Esports Coach of the Year, not going to really talk much about this, but the Astralis CSGO coach won. Zonic, I think that was well-deserved as well. As far as esports event, you can't really beat the League of Legends World Championship of 2019, and there's really no debate whatsoever about it. I would say that the only other one, I thought IEM Katowice 2019 was fantastic. The Fortnite World Cup was cool as well, but I just thought that the event wasn't as epic or as exciting as that of the League of Legends World Championship. So Worlds won. I thought that was definitely, certainly should have won. Esports Game of the Year, guys. League of Legends winning it. This is no surprise. I mean, really. I mean, I thought that Dota 2, Counter-Strike, Fortnite, and Overwatch, I thought all of those, pretty much any of them could have obviously taken it, but I thought League of Legends once again just owns it when it comes to the esports side of things. As far as esports host is concerned, I don't really like most of these hosts other than I of course know Red Eye, I know Golden Boy, but some of these I'm not terribly familiar with. So the girl who won, Ify Deporteri, or Jokes, I guess is her name. I'm not sure exactly how you pronounce her name. She won. I don't even know what game it is that she's a host for. If she's just a host for a number of different esports events, but she won. And then Booga won as far as esports player. I mean, the only reason why he won was obviously because of the Fortnite World Cup. I thought that Faker, I certainly if SK Telecom would have won the Worlds, I think that he would have won. But either way, you got Simple as well as Sinatra. So these were all very, very good choices. I think Booga probably deserved it though because, obviously because he won the World Cup. As far as esports team is concerned, this is a really interesting one. I would say that there's some big snubs here as well. G2 Esports winning the League of Legends, or winning the esports team of, esports team. I just don't see how. How are they the team of the year? I don't know. I disagree with that. I thought Astralis, but I really felt like the San Francisco Shock should have won this. I mean, come on now. Even Team Liquid, I just don't think G2 deserved to win it, even though they made it very far at Worlds. I'm not sure how I feel like it was a significant snub to the San Francisco Shock. I thought the Shock deserved to win that one. Or even OG. OG really with Dota 2. As far as family game goes, I'm not really going to disagree with this. Luigi's Mansion 3-1. I mean, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate could have easily won that one, but they chose Luigi's Mansion, which I thought was a good decision nonetheless. As far as fighting game is concerned, you had Dead or Alive 6. You had Mortal Kombat 11. I would have loved to see Mortal Kombat 11 win, but of course, it's not going to beat out Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. There's just no question about that. As far as indie games go, not really going to get into this just because, guys, I haven't not played any of these. I haven't even played the Outer Wilds, but nonetheless, that's that. And then you have Game Direction, which was Death Stranding, which I thought definitely this was the one award I felt that, yeah, if Kojima didn't win this, I would have been absolutely shocked if it would have gone to like Sekiro or Control or one of these other games. So Death Stranding did win that one. And then Games for Impact, Gris won, which I thought Life is Strange was going to win, but Gris won, and I haven't played that either. So there you have it. Once again, independent game, I'm not going to get into that. Mobile game, Call of Duty Mobile won, which I think it was very well deserved that Call of Duty Mobile won. It's a great mobile game, very exciting, very fun, and free to play, pretty big. As far as multiplayer goes, this was interesting as well. You had Apex Legends winning this one, which I thought was very interesting, even though I was kind of taken aback a little bit because I thought COD was going to win this. I don't think that the Tom Clancy's The Division 2 should have been in this conversation, but it was. I thought that maybe, Fortnite would be making the multiplayer game. I don't know. Tetris 99 was also kind of a surprise as well. But I thought, yeah, it really came down to Apex or Call of Duty, and I agree with Apex winning it. I mean, even though it could have gone either way. As far as narrative's concerned, another snub for Death Stranding. I feel like Death Stranding, because of the mixed reviews, this is what made it not win as many of these awards. I mean, when you look at the competition, guys, I'm not saying Death Stranding on any given year would win. I'm just saying that this year in particular, when you had all these games, some of them were really good, but I just don't think it was as strong of a year for games as it's been, in some of the years past, like with God of War, with, Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, some of these other games. I just don't think that some of these games should have beaten out Death Stranding for what Death Stranding was. I just think that there's a real, a lot of hate towards Death Stranding because it's just a different kind of take on things. I thought Death Stranding should have won a lot more of these awards. So I think the biggest snub of the Game Awards, in my opinion, was Death Stranding. I'm glad they at least got the game direction. Ongoing game. Fortnite won this. I don't think there's any question there. The only other game that probably would have got this, maybe Rainbow Six Siege, but I think it would have come down. It probably came down to either Apex or Fortnite. The thing about the ongoing game, Final Fantasy, I mean, they're on, what are they on now? I mean, they're on Final Fantasy like 14 now. So, I mean, that's a very long ongoing game. I think that the one snub of this was definitely Call of Duty because it's been ongoing for so long. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how Call of Duty did not get nominated for this, but I do think Fortnite deserved to win it. Either Fortnite or Apex. Probably Fortnite, though. As far as performance, Mads Mikkelsen won. I probably would have given, personally, I would have given it to probably Laura Bailey for Kate Diaz in Gears 5, or, of course, Norman Reedus. Norman Reedus probably should have won this, but I'm glad to see somebody else from Death Stranding won it, because Mads Mikkelsen did an absolutely incredible job. But Laura Bailey definitely deserved it. I thought this was a stacked ordeal, because even Jesse Faden from Control, Courtney Hope from Control, I think she could have easily won as well. As far as role-playing game is concerned, Disco Elysium won this one as well. As far as that's concerned, I don't think there's really any, necessarily, maybe Final Fantasy like 14 maybe could have won it, but I think that Disco Elysium deserved it. Score and music, there's no question Death Stranding deserved this one, and they did win it. They beat out, I mean, I'd say the other games, probably Devil May Cry 5 had a pretty cool soundtrack. So overall, though, I would say Death Stranding definitely deserved that one. As far as sports racing games, Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, I never played that. I would have liked to see like something like F1 2019. Would have loved to see that be the winner. But that's not what happened. Other than that, strategy games, guys, have been on an all-time low pretty much as of late, just because, of course, I've been talking about this for forever. StarCraft 3 needs to be announced because it would give this obviously the strategy game genre here a real boost. But you have like Age of Wonders, Planetfall, you had Fire Emblem, Three Houses, which is what won. I don't really know if I agree with that, to be honest with you guys. I feel like Total War Three Kingdoms should have won this. Even Age of Wonders, Planetfall, but Fire Emblem, Three Houses, I think that it deserved to be on here, right? So any one of these could have won. VR and AR, Beat Saber won this. I have never played that game. As far as, No Man's Sky, I thought was probably going to win this, but it did not. And other than that, guys, that's pretty much all of the awards. So to me, guys, what I really take away from this was that overall, the Game Awards were great. I think they're getting better and better each and every year. But I got to say this. Death Stranding was snubbed, period, at this. Because when you look at, we'll go all the way back up, I'll go back up to the top here of this list. Game of the Year, it really started there. To sit here and tell me Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, deserved to win more than that of Death Stranding is ludicrous. Sekiro was great, but the fact of the matter is, guys, is Death Stranding deserved to win with the other choices that were on this list. It deserved it. I think that it was a significant snub, one of the biggest snubs I've seen in recent memory at the Game Awards, and I think it was just because of people just, there was such, backlash to certain aspects of the game that people just didn't like. But I really think it was wrong that it did not get, that it didn't win more awards. And I know it won a couple, but still, I think it deserved a lot more. And I think Sekiro was exceeding significantly what I ever thought it was going to. But that being said, guys, I want to hear from all of you. What do you guys think about the Game Awards? Like, what do you think of the production value of it? Let me know in the comment section below. What do you guys think of the winners? Okay, so switching gears here, no pun intended, over to Gears Tactics, guys. I want to talk about Gears Tactics. My initial reaction when, of course, they kind of did the world reveal of Gears Tactics, the premiere and such. So we're talking, a kind of like, it seems like a strategy game to me, at least when I was watching the worldwide premiere. Do I think that Gears Tactics is going to kind of fill a void for Gears of War? I think it's great to have. Okay. So the one thing that with Gears Tactics, guys, when this got, when the reveal came out, I think it's great that this is going to be kind of something else that we're able to play within the Gears universe. So obviously when Gears 5 was announced, they also announced Gears Pop as well as Gears Tactics. And we didn't really know what to necessarily expect from Gears Tactics. But here's what's amazing about this. We're talking Gears Tactics, it boasts a 40+ hour campaign. That right there tells me, dude, this is going to add so much more lore and story to Gears of War. And that's something I'm extremely excited about, more than anything, really. I think that this is going to kind of not necessarily fill a void, but it's just going to build upon what the Coalition's trying to do with Gears of War. They're trying to continue that story, continue the lore of Gears, and that's something, I mean, this is something, guys, I want to see some IP like StarCraft do. I mean, kind of like you're announcing new games, right? So like Gears 5 comes out, you have Gears Pop, and then you've also got, which of course was the mobile game, and then you got Gears Tactics, which is going to be on the PC. It'll come to Xbox, at some point later on after it comes to PC. I'm excited about it. I really am. I'm excited about Gears Tactics, even though, I don't think it's going to be, I'm going to love it as much as like just, Gears 5 or any of like the main additions or the main installments to Gears. I'm excited about Gears Tactics. I really am. This is a game in which I believe is going to kind of just add more content value where we can create more content around Gears of War. It's also just going to add more replayability. So like if you're getting sick of playing, Gears 5 or whatever, you're just kind of getting sick of the matchmaking, you can move over to Gears Tactics, play some of the campaign, maybe play some multiplayer with friends, things of that nature. And so it just adds more. It's more content to kind of take in. And I think more is a lot of times better in this, from the instance or the standpoint of Gears of War. And I would love to see other games do this. Like I said, I would love to see StarCraft take this same kind of mentality. They announced a StarCraft 3 as well as, a StarCraft mobile game, as well as, a StarCraft first-person shooter game. Things like that, guys, help build these worlds out. They help build the story, the lore. They create tons of content for content creators as well as streamers. It's so good for a scene to be doing things like this. And especially Gears of War, which is a smaller, scene at this point. I think it's important that there's more and more ways you can connect with Gears of War, and I think that's a huge ordeal. And I'm excited about Gears Tactics. I mean, there's no debate about it. I think the graphics look great. It kind of is a bummer that it's going to be just on PC, at least at first. And then it's going to come later to Xbox and such. But I think it looks pretty cool. From what we've seen, it looks cool. It looks different, right? It looks like in the Gears universe, but it's just different. I mean, it kind of reminds me, guys, of like Halo Wars, except in the Gears of War universe. And it doesn't look like you're controlling as many units and things like that. So I'm excited about it. I mean, I really am. I'm excited about Gears Tactics. I don't know about all you guys. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section below. This could be, this could be big for Gears. I mean, as far as, I don't think it's going to be, bigger than that of like Gears 5 or something, but I still think that it's going to serve its purpose in the Gears universe. And who knows, when Gears 6 comes out and then Gears 7 comes out, I think that Gears Tactics, they can continue to update and just add, so much more value to it. The same thing can be said with Gears Pop. Even though Gears Pop is not something that you're going to play a ton, it's at least something to play, and have fun with when you're, it's another way in which you can connect with Gears of War, just wherever you are on your mobile devices, and that's awesome. So I love the addition of Gears Tactics. What do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comment section below. So guys, the next thing I want to talk about is the console versus PC war that's been going on for quite some time. A lot of people are saying, oh, PC is the dominant race, and others saying that the console is the dominant race. And, a lot of times we're starting to see now with the cross platforms and things of that nature, we're starting to see these worlds collide. And I think we're even starting to see that even more so with the recent announcement, which was at the Game Awards, of the Xbox Series X, which of course is the newest console being brought to us holiday of this year, 2020, to stores. We're going to be able to access and play this thing this year. The Xbox Series X is the fastest and most powerful console by Xbox to date. And I'm going to say this, guys. Microsoft, and that of Xbox, is starting to make an aggressive approach to compete directly with PCs. They want to create something that, is that perfect, combination of PC and console. And I think this is going to be the first thing towards that, because if we look at like the PS4, even the PS3, those, consoles, they still look like kind of like a toy, right? They just kind of do. Whereas the Xbox 360 looked like a toy, and now it's moving in a direction with the Xbox One looks a little bit cleaner, kind of more like really professional, like they're taking this thing seriously. And the Xbox Series X looks like it's taking even a step further now to making a clean approach, as well as something that looks basically like a PC, essentially. There's a lot of memes and things going around, but like the PS5, the images that have come out so far, that the leaked images, which I'm not sure if they're 100% correct or not, but if it looks the way that it does of the images that have been leaked, it looks like another play toy once again, whereas this looks like they are taking a serious approach to competing directly with with PCs. And so, and this console looks like it's gonna, the specs of it are pretty significant at this point. And I gotta say, guys, that I'm excited about the new Xbox. I've always been an Xbox person, and a lot of games have gone, exclusive to PS4, and there's been, even the Call of Duty League, is exclusively on PS4. I would love to see a lot of stuff come back to Xbox again, because Xbox guys, they are really taking an aggressive approach to take over the console scene, probably at holiday 2020. If we go through this, guys, it essentially says, if we gotta go through this, power your dreams with Xbox Series X, available holiday of 2020. For 18 years and 3 console generations, the Xbox community has shown us the power both games and fun can have on all of us. As we enter a new generation of gaming, we see a future where you're instantly absorbed in your games, where worlds are even more lifelike, immersive, responsive, and surprising, and where you are at the center of your gaming experience. With the new Xbox Series X, we will realize that vision. Xbox Series X will be our fastest, most powerful console ever, and set a new bar for performance, speed, and compatibility, allowing you to bring your gaming legacy, thousands of games from 3 generations and more, forward with you. Its industrial design enables us to deliver 4 times the processing power of Xbox One X in the most quiet and efficient way, something that is critically important in delivering truly immersive gameplay. We also designed Xbox Series X to support both vertical and horizontal orientation. It's bold and unique, very much like our fans around the world and the team of collaborators and innovators who built it. The name Xbox is an expression of our deep history in gaming, our team's unrelenting passion, and our commitment to both our fans and the future of gaming at Microsoft. It also signifies our belief that a gaming console should be for just that, gaming. Alongside Xbox Series X, we also unveiled the new Xbox wireless controller. Its size and shape have been refined to accommodate an even wider range of people, and it also features a new share button to make capturing screenshots and game clips simple, and a hybrid D-pad inspired by the Xbox Elite Wireless Controller Series 2. The new Xbox wireless controller will be compatible with Xbox One and Windows 10 PCs, and will be included with every Xbox Series X. And that one thing really before I go any further, the Xbox wireless controller that's coming with the Xbox Series X, it doesn't look that much different to me than the Xbox One controllers. I mean, it doesn't look that much different. I know that they're kind of, modifying things, here and there, but it doesn't look significant. Now, obviously, from the Xbox One to the Xbox Series X, I would say, there's a significant difference there. The possibilities of what Xbox Series X enables developers to achieve was also brought to life this evening with the unveiling of Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, a sequel to the award-winning Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice from world-renowned developers Ninja Theory. The game is being built to leverage the full power of Xbox Series X. The footage shared tonight was captured in-engine, reflects the power of Xbox Series X, available to developers to deliver new universes, experiences, and games in ways you have never imagined. And I gotta say, guys, even though I've never played the first Hellblade, these graphics are significant. Absolutely incredible, and there is absolutely no debate about it. What this is getting to, guys, before we get into some of these specs, the console versus PC war is closer than you think. No matter what people might tell you that the PC is the dominant race or the console is the dominant race, we all know that the PC, there's nothing that's going to beat that power, right? That's like just pushed throughout the, and you can customize these things yourself. But it's closer than you think. This war is getting closer and closer between the consoles as well as those PCs. And let's get into that right here. Games today deliver amazing visuals and tell an array of different and deep stories. That's why when we started work on Xbox Series X, it was vital we continue to advance state-of-the-art visual capabilities for developers while also ensuring they could realize even greater feeling, emotion, and empathy in their games. With Xbox Series X, we will elevate the way games look, play, and feel. We will also remove the technical barriers faced in previous generations and enable developers to create more expansive, immersive gaming worlds that invite more players to play. From a technical standpoint, this will manifest as world-class visuals in 4K at 60 frames per second with possibility of up to 120 frames per second, including support for variable refresh rate and 8K capability. Powered by our custom designed processor leveraging the latest Zen 2 and next generation RDNA architecture from our partners at AMD, Xbox Series X will deliver hardware accelerated ray tracing and a new level of performance never before seen in a console. Additionally, our patented variable rate shading technology will allow developers to get even more out of the Xbox Series X GPU, and our next generation SSD will virtually eliminate load times and bring players into their gaming worlds faster than ever before. We are minimizing latency by leveraging technology such as auto low latency mode and giving developers new functionality like dynamic latency input to make Xbox Series X the most responsive console ever. Xbox Series X is also designed for a future in the cloud with unique capabilities built into the hardware and software to make it as easy as possible to bring great games to both console and elsewhere. Xbox Series X will deliver a level of fidelity and immersion unlike anything that's been achieved in previous console generations. So, that being said, guys, what I'm going to say is, once again, the PC versus console war is closer than you think. It's closer, guys. Sure. Does the PC still got, lots of specs and things of that nature over even the Xbox Series X? Yeah, sure. Because you can kind of customize these things. We're one step closer, though. One step closer to the console being, kind of, up there with the PCs, right? Being able to, have, these response times, the frames per second, the 8K, 4K capabilities. It's a lot closer than you might think, guys. And I think it's just going to be a matter of time until we can take our consoles and we can customize them how we want. And I don't know how far we are away from that, but I think a console is going to be able to compete with that of a PC sooner than you might really think, because we're getting closer and closer to that being a reality. And like I said, from this Hellblade 2 trailer, man, like the graphics are absolutely incredible. So to me, the Xbox Series X is taking an aggressive approach to compete directly with the PlayStation and whatever the PlayStation 5 is going to be, showing off, because Xbox, they know they're behind when it comes to being against, versus PlayStation, but they are aggressively seeking victory. PlayStation's kind of being complacent. They're not going to E3. They're, they didn't show anything at the, at the Game Awards other than Godfall, or was it called Godfall? I think it was called something like that, and it said coming, it's going to be on PlayStation 5, but they didn't show the PlayStation 5. So that's kind of interesting why they wouldn't show us anything on the PlayStation 5, but they showed us a game on the PlayStation 5. Either way, Xbox, getting more and more game developers involved, creating more and more studios to make more and more IPs, exclusive to Xbox. Xbox, guys, is another thing. We might be seeing the Xbox taking over some of those sales from the PlayStation, because they really are aggressively seeking victory at this point. Other than that, guys, one of the big things that they did announce here, which I want to kind of go through, is really Halo Infinite. Even though they didn't really show much, one of the things we're most proud of with the Xbox Series X is the promise we're delivering to our fans who have and continue to invest with Xbox. Thanks to backward compatibility, you can expect your gaming legacy, thousands of your favorite games across 4 generations of gaming, all your Xbox One gaming accessories, and industry-leading services like Xbox Game Pass to be available when you power on your Xbox Series X in holiday 2020. Building on our compatibility promise with Xbox Series X, we're also investing in consumer-friendly pathways to game ownership across generations, leading away with our first-party titles including Halo Infinite in 2020. We're committed to ensuring that games from Xbox Game Studios support cross-generation entitlements and that your achievements and game saves are shared across devices. As we branch out and extend gaming to more players around the world, console gaming will remain at the heart of our Xbox offering. game creators around the globe are already hard at work building content for Xbox Series X, and our 15 Xbox game studios are developing the largest and most creatively diverse lineup of Xbox exclusive games in our history. On behalf of Team Xbox, we're excited to enter the future of console gaming with you and can't wait to share more in 2020. So guys, Xbox is making an aggressive approach to seek victory over PlayStation. Remember this. I'm telling you right now, they are aggressively seeking victory. Now, PlayStation hasn't responded yet. They haven't, really shown us much yet. Maybe whatever they're waiting for. I don't know what they're waiting for, but it's all right. We're going to see what ends up happening here. Halo Infinite, of course, is coming in 2020, which is, so we got that kind of confirmed. So maybe it's going to be launching like with consoles. So when you buy the Xbox, Series X, it'll also come with Halo Infinite. I'm very excited about this, but once again, guys, the PC and console wars are closer than you think. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this. What do you think about the Xbox, Xbox Series X? What do you think about the graphics that you're seeing from Hellblade 2? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Our next topic, guys, is that of StarCraft 3, and I just want to give you guys a quick update on this because obviously, guys, I've been talking about StarCraft 3 for a long time on the channel. And I gotta say, guys, the StarCraft 3 movement, the StarCraft 3 support is growing. And I'm excited about it, guys. If you guys want to join us on the StarCraft 3 movement, the StarCraft 3 support, all of those things, guys, what you can do to help this movement, to get StarCraft 3 echoed into existence, the biggest things that you can do is really talking about it, right? Us talking about it, and whether you have criticisms, positives, negatives, whatever the case might be, you have concerns about a StarCraft 3, you have hopes for a StarCraft 3, whatever it might be, it's important that we're at least talking about StarCraft 3. It's important that we are voicing our opinions to that of Activision Blizzard, or really Blizzard in particular, stating that we want a StarCraft 3, we want to see the continuation of StarCraft, we want to see the things that we a series and a franchise that we love so much. We want to see its continued success, or more so just see the continuation of it. A StarCraft 3 means probably another 10 years of StarCraft at least. It means that, changes to, pretty much, maybe they're going to go a different way with the story. Maybe they're going to add a new race. Maybe, something, as far as the esports scene, maybe it's going to go from 1v1s to team-based. Who knows what's going to happen, guys? But that's the beauty of video games, the beauty of this, this format, and really like just everything about gaming that, is so amazing is that, the worlds that can be created now with the technology and the, graphically and such. I believe a StarCraft 3 could be unbelievable. It could be groundbreaking for this next generation of gamers. And that's why I think it's so important that we be the voice of StarCraft 3. We need to echo it into existence so that we get another 10 years of StarCraft, because we're not promised another year of StarCraft, even though, it looks like 2020 is going to be a fine year in StarCraft. Look, it'll probably be all right, but we're already seeing things are, kind of, changing in the StarCraft, format and the StarCraft, especially like in the StarCraft esports realm. I mean, we're seeing, instead of BlizzCon being, kind of a full weekend of StarCraft, it's just one day, we're, starting to see, just changes, right? And I think a StarCraft 3 would bring a lot of esports teams, a lot of players that used to play StarCraft to really, that maybe don't anymore. Maybe they'll come back to play it. You'll have new players, joining the front. I also think that making it like a free-to-play, which they probably won't make StarCraft 3 free-to-play, but if they did, man, that would be huge. But, just the idea of a StarCraft 3, even if it doesn't do well, and the concern is that StarCraft 3 won't be as good as StarCraft 2 or StarCraft 1, we can always go back to StarCraft 2 and StarCraft 1. It's not like the end-all be-all. There's StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2 will always be here. Now, will they always be supported? That's a whole nother thing. Would you rather take a leap of faith right now and get a StarCraft 3 than wait it out and see if they cancel the WCS and StarCraft as we know it? I don't want to take that risk. I'd rather take the risk of seeing a StarCraft 3 and getting another 10 years of StarCraft. Maybe it's not as good as StarCraft 2, but I trust Blizzard when it comes to creating, good, a fun game. The story, sure, I don't really trust them with that. I don't think the story was ever the strong point of StarCraft, kind of cheesy dialogue and things of that nature. But it's still building upon the legacy, building upon the lore, adding, co-op commanders and things are nice, but it's like more and more we're seeing Blizzard is kind of pushing things, pushing StarCraft to the wayside. We have got to voice that we want more StarCraft, that we want a StarCraft 3. Because they've been working on StarCraft stuff. They've been working on a StarCraft, first-person shooter game. They were working on 2 of them, right? Both of them have been canceled, but there is a want that they have to make more StarCraft stuff, or make more whatever it might be in the StarCraft universe. They're not done with the StarCraft universe, but we just have to kind of sway the developers over there into what we want out of the StarCraft universe. I've said this many times. The StarCraft community is afraid, is complacent with where we are with StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2. Period. Complacent. I love StarCraft 2 just as much as, the next person who loves it. But if we want to see the continued growth of the franchise, if we want to see the continuation of the franchise as we know it, we have to, absolutely must, echo a new StarCraft game into existence. We just do, guys. This isn't an IP that's as big as League of Legends. It's not as big as some of these other games, right? It doesn't have to be, but the idea though is that we continue onwards with the next game, the next generation, the next decade of StarCraft. StarCraft 3 could very well give that to us. And if it doesn't deliver, well, we always got StarCraft 2 to go back on. Always got StarCraft 1. There's nothing wrong with that. But I would love to see a StarCraft 3. And I think that we need to stop being complacent with where we are with the StarCraft universe. I mean, if there was complacency in all these other, all of these other communities, I mean, there wouldn't probably be an Overwatch 2. There wouldn't be another Diablo game, a Diablo 4. There wouldn't be more World of Warcraft expansions. People within those communities and players in those communities want there to be continuations, and they're voicing that. The developers that develop and have been working on StarCraft 2, they want to make more StarCraft stuff, but they are saying directly to us in articles or publicly that we as the community need to be the reason for it. We need to want those things. We need to want more StarCraft. So if you want a StarCraft 3, we're going to ask you to join us. Message, message the, StarCraft on Twitter, sending whatever. If you want to send a letter to Blizzard, if you want to go ahead and just tweet it out on social media, hashtag StarCraft 3. If you want to just, bring these conversations up, have a conversation on these YouTube videos, or if you want to have a conversation on Reddit, it's important, guys. It's really important. Because I always remember what Jeff In Control Robinson said. May his soul rest in peace. He always said, guys, that content creators and streamers who specialize in StarCraft need to diversify what they're playing and such, because we're not promised every, another year in StarCraft. Things are changing over Activision Blizzard. But listen, guys, we don't have to worry about those things if we get a StarCraft 3 made. That's so much more content that'll be able to be made. So much more that we'll be able to stream and things of that nature. I think it's important. I do. For a number of reasons. And I love this franchise. Am I concerned about what Blizzard might do with a StarCraft 3? Like tons of microtransactions and all that? It's like, look, I mean, sure, I'm going to be concerned about those things, but guess what? If a lot of microtransactions and things of that nature means a continuation of one of my favorite franchises, then so be it. We got to be more accepting of some of the things that are just inevitable things. StarCraft 2 doesn't make, Activision Blizzard a ton of money. It just doesn't, because there's not a lot of microtransactions. If microtransactions are the reason that we get the continuation of some of our favorite franchises, I'm okay with it. I just don't want there to be pay to win, tactics and things of that nature. But I want you guys to come on this journey with us. This journey of getting StarCraft 3 echoed into existence, because we're one step closer to making those things happen, guys. Voicing our opinion to Blizzard. to Activision that we want a StarCraft 3, that we want the continuation of this franchise, the continued support of StarCraft 2 until StarCraft 3 comes out, a StarCraft mobile game, a StarCraft first-person shooter. All those things help build a franchise, build the lore of the franchise. We were speaking of, Gears Tactics and how Gears of War, there's not just Gears 5. There's Gears Pop, which is the mobile game. There's also Gears Tactics now that's on PC. That is a different ways in which you can connect with the Gears of War franchise. That's what I believe StarCraft needs. Period. And maybe they are working on these things, but we have to be the ones really echoing these things into existence and getting, Blizzard to start working on it, to bring that to the table, to get a StarCraft 3 made. And maybe they are making it. Here's to hoping. But join us in this movement because it is growing, guys. The movement's growing. The support is growing of StarCraft 3. Let's make it happen. So with the announcement of the Xbox Series X, I want to talk a little bit about Gears of War and that kind of being, going to be kind of moving as far as the series is concerned onto the Xbox Series X. So we can probably expect the Gears 6 as well as Gears 7 to be on the Xbox Series X, most likely. And what I'm going to say here, in this video, guys, and on the show, is that Gears 6 could be graphically groundbreaking when it comes to the Xbox Series X. So, obviously, the Xbox Series X getting announced at the Game Awards, and the game that was shown off was Hellblade 2, which I never played the first Hellblade, but after watching that trailer, I'm kind of intrigued. I kind of want to play it now. But that being said, seeing for, the first time the graphics of the Xbox Series X and the power that is there reminds me a lot of Gears 5 and what kind of Gears 5 looked like. But now I'm thinking to myself, man, Gears 6 on the Xbox Series X on this engine, 8K compatibility, 120 frames per second. I mean, dog, this could be really great. I mean, it could be graphically groundbreaking. So I'm excited, so excited to see what Gears of War really looks like. Because, we're going to have other games, right, that are going to come out. Hellblade 2, getting to see kind of what that's like is going to be very interesting. But I think games like even Halo Infinite, that's going to be interesting. The graphics on Halo Infinite, because that's going to be one of the first games that you're going to be able to play on the Xbox Series X, as well as Hellblade 2. But Gears 6, guys, a franchise that's one of my favorite in the world, I can't wait to see what that looks like. What is that going to look like on the Xbox Series X? I think it's going to look pretty amazing. I really do. I think that it could be groundbreaking. I mean, it really could, because I felt like, as far as graphically in 2019, as far as games are concerned, it was one of the best graphic, some of the best graphics of the entire year. It's some of the best graphics I've ever seen on the Xbox, period. Whether you're talking 360, Xbox One, whatever you want to call it. Between the games of last year, Death Stranding, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and, Gears 5 had some of the best graphics I think I saw, probably some of the best graphics I've seen all year. I thought that those were the three that had some of the just absolutely incredible graphics. I am super excited to see what some of these games are going to look like on the Xbox Series X, but Gears 6 could very well really take advantage of everything that the Xbox Series X has to offer. I will say this, Xbox Series X is a very strange name for the console. I don't know why they chose Xbox Series X. So you had I thought they were going to go with Xbox 2 or something like that, but they're calling it Xbox Series X. I mean, because it's you had the Xbox One, then you had the Xbox One X, the Xbox One S, you have all these different, different types of Xbox Ones, and then you got the Xbox Series X. So when they make another rendition of the Xbox Series X, what's it going to be called? Xbox Series Y? Or, it's just kind of strange to me why they went with that name. Nonetheless, I'm excited about it. I think it looks awesome. And Holiday 2020, which is really going to be right around the corner when you think about it. I mean, we're basically a year away from seeing the Xbox Series X and all that has to offer. And Gear 6, we're probably a couple of years away from that, obviously. But I think that it could be graphically groundbreaking on the Xbox Series X. And by the time by Gears, the next Gears comes out, so Gears 6, when that comes out, the Xbox Series X might have another addition to it, kind of like the Xbox One X. It may have like a Xbox Series Y, let's just say, where it pushes even more. And so that is something that I'm very excited about. Gears 6 could very well be, it could be groundbreaking, guys, as far as the graphics are concerned, and I'm so excited about that. I'm just excited about games in general on the Xbox Series X because, man, we've come so far from the original Xbox to the 360, which is what I kind of grew up with, and then, to the Xbox One, to the Xbox Series X. I kind of hope, I know that they want to have like this professional, clean look to the interface of the Xbox, Series X. I really hope they kind of go back to what made the Xbox 360 so amazing. The Xbox 360, that interface was just so easy to maneuver and kind of get around. It was kind of like the iPhone. The iPhone's so easy to maneuver around, but it turned into the Android when you got to the Xbox One, right? It just kind of was a little bit more complicated, sending party invites. I mean, you get used to it, but it's just kind of, the Xbox 360 was perfect in its entirety when it came to the interface. Now, obviously, it had other issues like the Red Ring of Death and things like that, but I want to see them go back to something similar to the Xbox 360. And that's what I'm hoping for. I'm really hoping for that because even the PlayStation, who knows what the PlayStation 5, what they're going to do with that, but I'm excited. I'm really excited. Holiday 2020, PlayStation 5 is going to have to do something significant in order for me to pay for the PlayStation 5 over the Xbox Series X. I'm sorry. The Xbox Series X, looking at the specs, looking at, what they've done with the Xbox Game Pass, looking at, some of the graphics from Hellblade 2, just looking at a lot of those things, it just tells me that, look, this is the console I'm going to get. I've always been kind of an Xbox person. I own the PlayStation 4 as well as the Xbox One, but there's no debate about it. I'm getting the Xbox Series X, and I think Gears 6 could be some of the best graphics we've ever seen on the Xbox once again, because Gears 5 had some of the best graphics I'd ever seen on the Xbox ever. And, I think moving forward, I think it could be graphically groundbreaking. But let me know what you guys think about that. If you're really into Gears of War, do you think Gears 6 is going to be graphically groundbreaking on the Xbox Series X? Let me know what you guys think. And, I'd love to have a real conversation about it. So guys, I've got some really exciting news. Something that's been kind of in the works here for a little while, and something that, me and my family have been working on, and have been talking about for quite some time. And that being moving. This house that we've been in for 3 years, guys, and all of the content that you've seen on my YouTube channel, on Zero TV up to this point, has been made within this, in this house. It's been, 3 years though. 3 years of grinding, of just kind of, trying to consistently, do things to the house and make the, house as exciting as possible. But, the truth is the reason why we're moving, is because we kind of grew out of this house. We really did. We grew out of the house faster than we thought we would. And luckily, I'm not getting rid of the house. We're going to rent it out, and which is something that we're really excited about. I've always wanted to kind of get into real estate in one way or, in one shape or form. But we're going to be moving, and pretty soon, guys, we're going to be, obviously I won't be making content out of this room anymore, which is kind of like it's a bittersweet feeling because, I've made a lot of videos in this room. A lot of videos, right? So we've been here for 3 years. I've been, making videos on this YouTube channel since July 25th of 2018. And so we've been making, content consistently within, within this room. but it's really exciting, guys. I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. I may have to do a little bit of a house tour, or whatever the case might be. I'm not sure exactly what the plan is with that, because obviously I want to keep everything that you all, I want you guys to connect with me as much as possible, so you can see everything that's kind of going on. But things are going to change, right? The background, is going to, is certainly going to change. This has been amazing, though. It's been an amazing, amazing house that we've been in. And, it'll probably be the last time I'll ever make content in this house, unless, for some reason we decide to move back in, which I don't know. I don't know if that'll ever happen. But the next chapter in, on the YouTube channel, in life, something that's really exciting to me, something that's been just, been kind of on our minds for a while, is kind of moving on to that next chapter, right? The next, buying a little bit of a bigger house that we can continue to grow into, or has room to grow into, because there's really not a lot of room to grow into within this house. But I'm really excited, guys, about the future. And I'm excited to bring all of you along with me on this adventure as well. On this adventure that we call life, on this journey, on this, creating, continuing to create gaming content that you all are, enjoying, and trying to, connect with as many of you as possible, whether it's on YouTube or on Twitch or on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, wherever it is, guys. Being able to connect with you has been, something that is really important to me, and I want to connect with as many of you as possible. And I just want to thank all of you for being on this journey with me. It's been an exciting couple of years, creating YouTube content on this channel on Zero TV, and we're just getting started, man. I mean, we're really just, you all have been motivating me so much to continue making content. The highs, the lows, those peaks, those valleys, those, the things that you all think I'm doing right, the things I'm doing wrong, the things I can do better moving forward. All of that feedback really helps, because it helps me obviously know what it is that you all want to see, but it also just, helps with me making higher quality content, trying to up it at times, right? I mean, it was not too long ago that I was using like an old desk, guys, really old, like, wooden desk that was at my parents' house, that my parents, let me use. And it was just like a really small desk. And now I've got a little bit of a bigger desk, and, I've been able to update my setup over time, and, update the quality. I used to use the Logitech C920 camera. Now we're using the Logitech Brio, which is like better camera quality, and, just things like that. I know, like, you don't really see a lot past this wall, or the image that you're seeing now, right? You don't really see much. Like when I was making StarCraft videos on the channel, all you saw was the gameplay. Then when I started doing, when I went to the second edition or the second transition of the channel, you saw me making commentaries. And those, commentaries, you would just see gameplay once again being played. And then it changed to a show, a gaming show, as in the 8 Below show. And so you've seen a couple of different transitions, but you've never really seen much beyond this. And I'd love to be able to get to that point. It probably won't be on this main YouTube channel on Zero TV. It'll probably be on Zero 2. And you'll be able to kind of see a little bit more. I've been thinking about, vlogging and doing other things, guys, that can help. We can, continue to connect. So if you all are interested in stuff like that, you can definitely, go to my second YouTube channel, which is Zero 2. But I want to continue this. I want to continue this connection with all of you, and we're kind of in this thing together, right? It's up to me to be creating, high quality, exciting content, different kinds of content than what other people are doing on YouTube, and giving you the best, gaming related show here on YouTube. That's really important to me. It's really important that I do that for you guys. And I want to make sure that we continue that, right? The other thing is, guys, is that, me moving is not even near the end of what I want to be doing here on YouTube. I mean, I have so much more that I want to do, so many more, so many more shows I want to do. I want to, get more feedback from you guys, having more guests on the show, having, even like a better studio, a better setup, better background, stuff like that to really add value to the show. I want to do those things, guys. And, I want to start doing more, within our community here, whether you're joining the community, guys, and you're a part of like the giveaways and stuff, or, just doing random giveaways on the channel, stuff like that, guys, is really important to me. And I just want to say thank you so much for being on this journey with me. Let's continue. Let's continue growing. Let's continue grinding, guys. And let's continue doing this thing together. On to the next stage, the next chapter, guys, of the channel of life. Here we go. And with that being said, everyone, I hope you all did enjoy this episode of the 8 Below Show. And if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, stay positive. And as always, I'll talk to you guys all in the next one. Peace.